This is it, Jennifer. Your big breaking TV. Welcome to prime time, bitch.
Hey guys, back at it again, and this time I got something a little different. It's the Halloween season. It's October. I got a tier ranking. I got CJ back on the channel finally. I think the last time you were on was the Superman
In a
review.
minute.
How you feeling?
Feeling great, man. Feeling excited to talk about some good stuff here. I don't want to reveal what we're talking about because I'm gonna let my man Jamie do that, but excited to be on. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, so we are going to do a tier ranking on, well, I mean, you can see it in the title, a tier ranking on Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. Both of us are fans of it. Would you say it's your favorite of the slashers?
Yeah, I think it probably is. If I had to, what would you put as all the slashers? So we're talking Nightmare on Elm Street, obviously Halloween.
Michael,
Yeah,
Jason, Chucky,
Chucky.
Ghostface,
Ooh.
to name a
Yeah,
few.
it definitely would be in the top two. I don't know what would be first or second, but I'd say it's definitely up there for me.
Yeah, he's not like Nightmare was not number one for me, but it is in the top area. I mean, Freddy would probably be two or three for me. I mean, Chucky's always up there for me, but well, yeah, we're here to do a tier ranking. I got a fun little tier ranking for each of the movies. We did include Freddy vs. Jason, despite I don't really. It's more of a Freddy movie than a Jason movie, but with that being said, I usually don't count it for either franchise just because it's they're both in it, but. We are going to, in this case, pull it
I feel
up
like
real
most people,
quick.
I feel like most people would count it, you know? I feel like any of the like tiers and the rankings that I've seen, I feel like all of them have it.
Probably, probably. But yeah, this is our tier ranking here. So we start at the top. We have "This Is God," obviously the great quote from the original movie. That is the best of the best, perfect. Then right below that, you have "Good," really solid, really solid movie. Maybe not the perfect area, but right underneath that, then you have watchable. I think that's self-explanatory. You can throw the movie on, but you might be doing other things. Then you have drowsy. The movie might put you to sleep a little bit. We are doing that around Elm Street. You might be sleeping a little bit through that movie. And then a nightmare to watch is the bad ones, which
Yeah,
this franchise
ones that
definitely
are
has.
tough to get
Uh,
through, right?
yeah, which every slasher franchise has, really. I mean, if you have
Mm.
this many films, you're just gonna have some bad in it. There's just no two ways about it. How do you feel about the Nightmare franchise before we get into it, and just like your memories of it over the years?
So it's quintessential to the genre. Obviously, it's something that I love. Honestly, growing up though, I wasn't crazy about it like when I was younger, obviously, because it was scary as hell to me. But in my teenage years, that kind of changed. I started hanging out with this man, Jamie, a lot more, and he kind of put me on to a lot of horror and just good movies in general. And I realized how much of a badass Freddy was, and just how entertaining and witty and just cool these movies are. So really, that's where my love for this franchise grew, and just for the man, the myth, the legend, Freddy Krueger, in general. But yeah, that's sort of where it started in my teenage years, and I can look back on it and say it's definitely one of my. It's up there. It's one or two for me for slasher franchises. I believe so.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of the big three. He's one of the goats. Freddy is. I love this franchise. There's a bunch of movies in here that I still go back to routinely. I put out a rant, a short, because I was mad we haven't had a Nightmare movie since 2010, and it was an awful one. So, not to spoil the lead. Sorry, I did spoil the lead a little bit there, but uh, but it just sucks because like I love this franchise and there's so much you could do with this franchise, and that's kind of why we're doing this tier ranking today, just because like show this franchise some love, because it's just like, come on, why can't we have a Nightmare movie? There's so many great horror directors out there right now. Just but yeah, we're gonna be doing this and we're gonna get into it. Uh, as we can see, the first movie we got here is A Nightmare on Elm Street. Um, in your opinion, CJ, I mean, I feel like this is almost an easy one just because, I mean, hey, it's the
It's
original.
yeah.
Do you think about this movie negatively at all?
I don't think so. I mean, for crying out loud, you got a category basically in the name of it. So, it's one of those movies where I really it's hard to say anything bad about it.
Maybe the ending is the only thing where you're like, if we're gonna poke holes, like it's not one of my favorite endings of like the horror classics. And mostly Wes Craven didn't want it to be the ending. You have the ending where so you have Nancy defeats Freddy, and then they have the weird dream sequence or whatever the hell you want to call it, where the mother's still alive somehow, and then uh, Nancy gets into her car with her friends, like it basically never happened, I guess. And then the car turns out to be a nightmare. The car closes on her friends, takes off, and then her mother gets sucked through the window. Basically, a way for the studio to set up more movies. Wes Craven did not want to do that, but that is studio interference at its finest. It's been going on since the 80s.
Wow. So you mean to tell me they wanted to do this as like a single movie, kind of like close it out after the first one? That was the goal here?
I yeah, I think that's how he wanted to do the movie, which I think you could have done sequels and still have it end the way it ended. I mean, I
Yeah.
there's always ways to get you know what I mean. There's always a way to get to a sequel. Like we don't need to
So
end it in some weird dumb way.
it doesn't always have to be a cliffhanger, right? They
Yeah,
can always jumpstart it another way. Um, but yeah, that's the thing that gets me about this franchise. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll talk about that kind of stuff at some point. But yeah, I love the cast. This movie's it's just a masterpiece. So classic. I think they absolutely crushed it. I don't think they could have done a better job bringing the character of Freddy Krueger to life, just making him scary and funny and everything else in between that we love about him. And shout out to Heather Langenkamp for being amazing in her role. One of the best. I don't know how you would say it.
Final Girls.
She gave Freddie hell and definitely made that movie special in its own right. So yeah, not a whole lot of bad to say about that one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's one of the best horror films ever. Like, despite the ending, from the kills to one of the best scenes ever with with Freddy coming over through the wall. That's one
Yeah,
of the coolest shots
it is.
in any movie today or then. They tried to recreate it in the remake, and it just looked awful.
Oh, bad,
Uh,
so bad.
yeah. And Freddy's not as funny in this movie. He's definitely way more dark. But I think it services the movie really well. But he does have great quotes like "This is God," and many others. And just this is just unlike because we were on a pod recently where we did Friday 13th, and that movie got worse for you, and it's definitely I think it's overrated. This is a first Nightmare is the first movie that is a classic, and there is no you're not overrating it. It's as good as advertised, and just I imagine when the movie, it's not a movie that necessarily scares me, but I'm sure when I was younger and like back during that time, it was really scary because there's really nothing like it, and just the
Hmm.
idea that dreams could kill you because everybody has nightmares. Like,
Yeah,
um, yeah, I mean, I agree. I think we both agree it's in This Is God tier. I mean, it kind of has to be. I would say
yeah,
uh,
yeah. I think we
ooh,
can firmly place it up there.
up to This Is God tier. There we go. So next we got Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. What's your thoughts on this movie?
Yeah, I think it's better than people give it credit for. Um, I'm not gonna rank it
It's
crazy
become
high.
known. It's become known as like the not to be like offensive or anything as the gay Freddy version. Like that's what
I was
it's
gonna let
kind
you
of.
say it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's become known as. But I this movie's so interesting, is what I will say. It changes for me. I feel like every time I see it, I don't love this movie by any means, but in the same respect, like it has interesting stuff going for it. I think it has some of the best. It has some of the best like Freddy moments, like when he's at the pool scene. Like that pool scene is like incredible.
It is.
The with the fire around him. I mean that like this movie has great moments like throughout it. But how are you with the main character? Because that he always kind of like I've
He's
never been
polarizing.
super into him. I like the girl character more than him. Uh, I, but they have good chemistry, I guess. It's just this movie. It's also weird because it's not one I go back to a ton. Like when I watch it, I'm like really cool moments Freddy has, and there's some really good body horror stuff. But like as far as rewatchability, I don't think like I feel like there's some of the other movies are just more rewatchable. And what's your thought? I
Yeah.
mean, is this one you go back to a lot?
No, I agree with that. There's probably 3 or 4 other ones that are more rewatchable for me. Um, but yeah, I think I do like this one more than, the consensus would say. I agree the lead role was he's a polarizing actor. I think he did well. I think he had good chemistry with the female actor, like you were saying. Um, for me, it's just middle of the pack. That's kind of how I feel about it. I think it would kind of fit perfectly in that middle of the tier. But yeah, the pool scene's great. The bus scene at the beginning is freaking phenomenal. That's one of my favorites. Body horror, there are some good moments there. I liked how this one didn't necessarily follow what the first one did. I felt like it went a different
Okay.
direction. So, and a lot of people probably criticize it for that, but I thought it was interesting that they did that and it kind of was able to stand on its own a little bit.
It's totally different.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
to me, they're not even. It almost breaks a lot of the Freddy rules that
Hmm.
Wes Craven set forth. Which honestly, I didn't bother me too much, but I could also see why it would bother somebody. This movie is very mixed. Like there is people that really love this movie and really have it high, and then there's people like us that are more middling on it, and then there's people that think it's garbage. But I definitely don't think it's a bad movie by any means. It's just
No.
it doesn't have that rewatchability factor outside of like the really dope Freddy scenes.
Yeah, I
Uh,
agree.
I I just don't think the characters outside of is it Lisa? Not have to like check, but I think it's Lisa. Is the girl
Yeah, I
character?
think you're right.
Yes, Lisa. Uh, outside of her, it's just I don't know. But so let's go to this tier. So what are you thinking here?
Um,
I'm
I'm
kind
feeling a light
good.
watchable. Maybe we're in the drowsy category, but I think I'm leaning more towards the watchable. What's your feel for it?
Yeah, I'm pretty much with you. I don't think you're getting much of an argument. I think watchable. I can't quite get to good.
Yeah.
Uh, I think it's okay, and I think it's watchable. Even though I did say it's not rewatchable, but I think it's a little bit of a different thing. Like I could put that movie on and then still do other things like multitasking and stuff. It's definitely not drowsy. I maybe aspects of it, but yeah, I'm with you. I'm definitely with you. Let's do watchable. All right, so moving on. All right, so next we got Dream Warriors, Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Uh, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna come out and say it. I love this movie. I can always go back to this movie. Uh, it's an easy one for me. I love the world building. I the first movie sets you up, put like puts Freddy out there, introduces you to Freddy, and this movie really gets into the dream world stuff, the world building. I love the characters in this. Characters like Kristen and Kincaid obviously would eventually go on to be in the fourth movie as well, but Kincaid's one of my favorite characters in all of this franchise. He has great
Wow,
lines.
really?
I just think he's super funny, and I just like his performance. I no, this isn't exactly the movie that Wes Craven was going for. I know he wrote it originally, and then things happened, and eventually stuff got changed around. Uh, that sucks because it would have been cool to see the Wes Craven version, but I just think this movie is awesome. What are your thoughts on Dream Warriors?
Well, you took the words right out of my mouth. I love this one too. You knew that. We discussed this quite a bit. Dream Warriors is one of my favorites in the whole franchise. Great characters, great set. The setting at the psychiatric hospital is really cool. The character building and the world building that you're talking about is great. I like that. I think that in this movie you felt most connected to the cast or like the characters in the movie, which I think is an important aspect, especially when, you got all this stuff happening and people are dying and all that good stuff. It's important that you care about what's happening and you care about the people in the movie. So it's definitely one of my personal favorites. Freddie delivers here in a special way.
Super
Is
Dope kills
Lawrence?
too.
Yeah, great
Yeah,
kills.
Lawrence Fishburne's in it. Yep.
Yeah, he's in
Yeah,
it as one
the
of the.
kill with the as he's like kind of the puppet master type thing as
Yeah,
he's guiding him out.
wild.
That's great.
Yeah, it's wild.
Uh,
Um,
that's like one of the most memorable. Welcome to prime time, bitch. That's
yeah,
it doesn't get more memorable than that.
no,
That's one of his best lines. This is where he starts to be kind of funny. In this movie, like really transfers over to that. But
but it's
there's a
not over
lot
the
of
top, right? It's like that perfect
it,
amount.
it's a perfect amount. Yeah,
Mm,
he's pretty over the top after this, but
yeah.
uh, yeah, he had so many quotable lines in this movie. This movie is not perfect. The skeleton scene does not age well. It doesn't look good at all. I can't imagine it looked good in the 1980s, let alone now.
Yeah.
It's
There's
really not
there's some
good.
moments. There's some moments
Yeah,
across a lot of these movies where you're like, man, that just looks like shit. But
yeah,
that's definitely a part of it. It's baked in, right? But yeah,
yeah,
there's not
for
much about
sure.
this film. Not much about this film that I dislike. I think we're in lockstep with this one.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like it's kind of has to be this is God tier. Would we agree,
Yeah.
or are you in good?
I am 100% with you. It's got to be the
Okay.
at that top.
All right. So far we got two. This is God tier. We got original Elm Street in the third movie, The Dream Warriors, and then we got Prey Revenge in Watchable. So far, not so bad. Not so bad.
No.
As we move on to Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master. I'm interested. I don't know that we talked about this movie a ton together in the past. I mean, a little, actually, no, maybe a little bit. I can't remember, but uh, what are your thoughts on The Dream Master?
Yeah, I'm kind of interested to hear what you're going to say about it because I feel like this might be the first one where we're a little bit feeling differently about. Um, I thought it was a solid film that carried on like the aspect of the film before it, Dream Warriors, obviously with the Dream Master title. Um, I didn't love that, but it also was the aspect of the movie that made me most interested in it once I figured it out. Like the characters that were in it, you had Kincaid, you had Kristen. I forget the other guy's name with the long hair that's in it as well. Um,
Uh,
the heck is his name?
drawing a blank.
He died on the waterbed. which, by the
Yeah, no,
way,
I
great scene.
know exactly what you're talking. Joey.
Joey, yeah, yeah. It's one of those things where like I'm kind of mixed on it. I'm kind of mixed on it, but I still think that it's better than some of the worst films in this franchise. So I actually had it ranked one ahead of Nightmare on Elm Street 2. That's in my
Okay.
original rankings. So it's pretty good. The characters are solid. Some of the kills are pretty damn good too. The one in the class. Oh, by the way, some of the just the visuals in this are pretty cool. A lot of them. That one scene in class with the girl with the inhaler, where he
Yeah.
sucks the life out of her, and just the shots that they got in the classroom. I thought that was great. Um,
You want to suck face?
yeah, wild. Yeah, no, this I have it slightly better than the second one, so it's pretty good. I'll say it's pretty good. How you feel about it?
Funny enough, this is the first. I think this is the first Nightmare movie I've ever seen. I had it on VHS. Uh, I have a lot of love for this movie. I totally understand those that have issues with it. It doesn't have much of a story. A lot of people call it the MTV Freddy movie because it was the MTV era, and it's very much shot like that. It's almost like a freaking music video. Um, and I can obviously you could see the parallels, and like obviously MTV was huge during this time period. And but the kills are awesome. The cockroach thing is so creative.
Mm,
Uh, I love Alice as a final girl. I think she's fantastic. I think she does a really good job of her coming up against Freddy and even the ending. Um, another, a lot of quotables in this movie. Uh, as well as I said earlier, you want to suck face when you're talking to I can't remember her name, but the girl in class that has the asthma problem. That like uh, and that or Welcome to Wonderland, Alice. Like there's so many good lines, and this is definitely full. Freddy is funny at this point, especially with the scene where he's after Kristen, and you see his knife kind of come out of the sand towards her. And then next thing you know, he's on the beach with sunglasses on. I'm like, yep,
yeah,
this
that was
is
the crazy
not
part.
the first three movies anymore.
Hmm.
But I will always, this is kind of like how Friday 13th Part 3 is for me, or like Halloween, I guess Halloween 4 is for me. Like, I will always love those films because I grew up with them and there's so much nostalgia. I've seen Dream Master so many times, like more than any of the movies because I had it on VHS. And I love the characters in this movie as well. And this is a big one for me. It definitely has issues like I mentioned. There's not much of a story at all, hardly. Uh, it's very cheesy at times. Did you? This is a side note. Did you like the uh, the scene where they kept going around in circles? Like, does that scene like ever like? I feel like I've had watched a couple reactions where it actually would get people. They'd be like, "Are we watching? Did we did we go backwards back?" Like it actually gets them. It's kind of funny. They do it a bunch of times where they just keep going around circles, like they're trying to get to the gym lady that is lifting before the whole cockroach scene happens.
Hmm.
Um, but what do you think about that scene as far as just like them going around in circles?
I'll say this: I was just along for the ride, so it threw me for a little bit of a loop, but I definitely wasn't like, "Holy shit, am I rewinding this?" Definitely threw me off, though. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I was kind of like,
Uh,
"What the hell's going on here?"
but all right, let's rank this thing. So this is the tough part. I mean, I think we both
Hmm.
can agree it's not This Is God, right?
Yeah, we both agree on
Yeah,
that.
and it's not Drowsy.
Not at all.
So it's between watchable and good. In my personal opinion, I would have it in good, but I'm open to listening if you think it should be watchable.
I'm actually okay with having it in good. As I said earlier, I had it above the second one in my actual like number ranking. Obviously, it
Okay.
was just one above it, but I think, being that for me, it's in my top five. I'm okay with it being in the good category. I think that's a great place to put it. The kills, the
Alrighty.
moments. We didn't even talk about Kincaid's death. We didn't even talk about that part. How'd
Oh
you
yeah,
feel
we
about
did.
that?
I thought I like the way they. I always liked the way they brought like Freddy back. I thought that was outside of the dog pissing thing is kind of stupid, but
It's
like the way he
crazy.
comes out and that whole scene is great. But I
Hmm.
just thought Kincaid deserved better as a character. I just thought that's the one part I'm just like why do we have to kill him off? It's just like this could have
Yeah,
been anybody else. And they eventually kill off Joey as well. The Joey scene is fantastic
it
with
is.
the
Yeah.
model on the bed, and yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, so that's where we're at in good. Next we got Narrow Name Street 5 Dream Child. I
Oh
am
my gosh.
definitely excited to see what you think. I'll start this one off though. So this is the one I've seen probably the least outside of the remake. I mean, I've seen it a fair amount of times, but I this movie I also saw it the I think that it was the last movie I've seen of this grouping like until I eventually seen them all. For whatever reason, I just never really got around to it. I love Kristen still, but I don't think this movie is bad. This obviously follows Kristen. I like so they bring back Kristen and her boyfriend Dan, and then her dad, and then obviously Dan dies like really early movie spoilers. But if you haven't seen it at this point, that's your fault. Uh, Dan dies really. It's one of the coolest kills in the franchise. I just want to say that the bike scene is one of the coolest kills in all of the franchise. But then you kind of do this pregnancy thing with Kristen, and now the kid somehow is connected to Freddy, and then like it's just, and then we kind of go deep into Freddy's past with um, how he was what's the word conceived and like the whole nun thing. It's just this movie just doesn't really work for me. I don't think it's bad, but I don't think it's not something I really want to go back to. I mean, what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. It's quite messy. It seemed like they just like had a bunch of shit written and they're like, we're gonna try all this stuff and then we'll see how the people like it. And I just don't think that it ever really came together. Um, I didn't really like that they continued as like they almost made it a trilogy between Dream Warriors, Dream Master, and obviously the Dream Child. They almost tried to connect them all. And I think that if that was a real thing, this would be the worst of the three of them, like hands down. I
Agreed
you
with
said
that.
yeah, you said you don't think it's bad. I also can't say that this one's good.
Yeah, so
I just
I guess I was being kind of nice. I mean,
yeah,
there's I'm not going to spoil the lead, but it's just it's just very dull. There's not
yeah.
much in this movie that I enjoy really at all. I mean, did you like? So I guess one thing that people I think tend to enjoy. Do you like Super Freddy?
No,
No,
silly, so silly. I mean,
it
to
is
the
very silly.
that's like whew, just where they started to go over the top with some of it, because like now you're just insulting you're basically insulting the character. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I was not crazy about that, and the whole child aspect of it, like had the baby and going back deep into his history and like his origin. I felt like it all just fell flat on his face. It didn't really hit for me.
I'm happy Kristen came back, but I just wish we would have got her in a better movie with her return.
Did
Because
she?
Lisa Wilcox is great, but
She died in the fourth one, right?
no,
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 she didn't die.
she's the one that saves the day.
Oh yeah, you're right, man.
Yeah.
Freaking dropping the ball there
Oh
on
no,
that one.
Alice. Oh, I fucked that up. Yeah, Alice. Alice saves the day. Kristen is from 3. I'm an idiot. Kristen dies in 4.
That's
Alice
what I
saves the
was.
day. Yes. And
Okay.
then
Okay.
Alice. Well, but Alice
Hey,
is the
we.
one that saves the day, and I like that she comes back. I like Lisa Wilcox a lot, but I just wish they gave her better film.
Yeah. Yeah, she
Unfortunately,
was
so
great in
let's
that
rank
role.
this thing. Um,
I feel like you're leaning
so it's
watchable.
not. Am I? I think this
Or
movie's drowsy. Do you?
okay, I'm down with I'm down with Drowsy. I
Yeah,
think
I'm
this
done
is
with
the
drowsy.
perfect one to put it in that category because, um,
It's
you
tough
know,
to get through at times. It's not like a nightmare to watch, but
yeah,
it's a little tough to get through.
there were aspects of it that were cool. The whole gothic aspect, like
Yeah,
that, like the campiness of Freddy was kind of but the gothic aspect, that's something that I hear a lot of people, including myself, say that it was a piece of it that they liked. So
for sure. So next we got Freddy's Dead, the Final Nightmare.
God,
Uh, woo.
what a
Where
fucking
do I start
mess.
with this? Do you want me to start or you want you to start?
I mean, I don't have a whole lot to say about it, so I can start. What a what a
Yeah,
total mess. Uh, yeah, that's like almost the only thing I have to say about this film is just it's messy from start to finish. There's so much about it. The characters, you never like the characters. Like, they're hard to like. Uh, the setting is kind of just okay. And it's just a total freaking mess. And I'm really glad that this actually wasn't like the actual ending of it. Because man, can you imagine if this is how they ended it? Just total
yeah. If that
total
was the last
shithole.
movie, whew,
Yeah.
not to bury
Oh
the
man.
lead, but this movie sucks.
Yeah, yeah, it did. Yeah, that's
I feel
that's a
like
good way to put
CJ
it.
was being. I feel like CJ was
Oh,
being a little nice, even though he wasn't being nice. Like this movie is bad.
trying to
There is
find the words for
nothing.
this thing.
Well, when I was younger, I got into this movie a little bit more because I just like what was good and bad didn't really. I was more into the funnier Freddy when I was younger. The older I've gotten, like this movie's a piece of dog shit. I mean, it's like holy crap.
Yeah.
Some
Uh,
people like this film. They said they like how goofy Freddy is, and I'm just like, what? What are we watching? This like ruined his character. This ruined
they tried to. They tried to
like
ruin him.
yeah, and he's like on a broom at one point, being a witch, which is wild. Uh, the acting's not very good in this movie. There's a weird Roseanne and Tom Arnold appearance in this film.
Jeez.
The whole Freddy and daughter storyline is super weird. It's never interesting. It's more weird than anything else. Uh, the Did you like the whole aspect of like so Elm Street has the dream world side, like it's totally almost transformed into that, and then once you come out of it, it's not that anymore. Did you like that? I thought that was kind of. I always thought that was odd.
I mean, it's interesting, but it's also just another one of those things where it's like, what are we doing? Like, this is the mess. Like, this is not something that's ever been a part of, what we've always watched. So it just felt like an extra layer that didn't need to be there.
Yeah. Did you like the best kill is probably the chalkboard or the nails
Hmm.
kill with
With
the ear.
the
That I couldn't believe that that's in this movie. It's such a good lead to a kill, and then the actual like it's very well done. I'm like, wow, this this kill deserved better.
that was insane.
And it's also showing Freddy having fun, but the video game thing, and then we get this is where we get a Johnny Depp cameo. This movie, it's like, damn. Not that it was like a cameo that stuck out a lot, but it's just yeah.
Yeah, that was kind
This
of
movie,
forgettable.
this movie kind of ruined the franchise almost at a point. I mean, luckily we got the movie after this to resurrect Freddy a little bit, but yeah, this is just. I think we can move on and rank
Yeah.
this damn movie. I think we're both. I don't want to speak for you, but A Nightmare to Watch.
Yeah, I think if there was one below it, we probably would go there, but we'll stick it right in A Nightmare to Watch because that's the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, it's interesting how this is going so far. We've filled every one so far. Like legitly filled each block so far. So
I
that's
had a
pretty
feeling we would.
cool.
I'm interested. I think I know where one of these is going, but there's two on here that I'm interested to see what you think about them.
So next we got New Nightmare. Wes Craven finally back. Finally back to take over his original franchise before Scream, obviously. The funny thing is this movie is kind of meta, and it was meta before Scream was meta, which is super cool. Uh, so I have a weird history of this movie. This is also one of the first Freddy movies I saw, oddly enough, and I like how it goes back to being dark, and I like that it brings Heather Langenkamp back. I think she's actually way better actor. You could see in the movies, like the first movie, she's not the best actor, but it's
Yeah.
passable. Third
Mhm.
movie, she's pretty good, and then by this point, she's a good actress. Like it kind of shocks me that she wasn't in more. Like I think she's really good in this movie. I think she's one of the standout things about this movie. Uh, I do like how dark Freddy is. I like his look. I think his look's cool. Uh, it's there's not a ton of excitement going on in this movie at all times. Maybe that's a weird way to put it. I There's not really a ton of scenes that super stick out either. Like the ending for me, I don't really love. I don't know how you feel about the ending. I'm interested to see what you think about this movie because I don't think we've discussed this movie too often. Oddly enough,
No,
what are your thoughts on it?
no, I don't think so. I think the ending was definitely polarizing, but I really I like the way that they went off course with this movie. Um, I appreciated the fact that Wes Craven took his character back and kind of got back to that dark theme and giving Freddy, that darker, scarier side. We get back to him being a scary character rather than a goofy asshole, which I appreciated that aspect of it. And giving this, you called it meta, giving this, movie before Scream kind of was the thing that did it for me, made me appreciate this one a lot more. It was cool the way they created a different storyline. It felt different. Obviously, it's way better than the last two movies before this. And I definitely liked the meta aspect of it. So it's a solid film, no doubt. Um, I thought it was cool that the way they filmed it with the film crew and Wes Craven, and obviously
Yeah,
they're bringing
that's like the meta stuff. That is super cool, and Wes
sick.
Craven actually being in it is super dope.
Hmm.
Uh, there's a lot of stuff to like about this. I just don't think the third act holds up quite as much as the rest of the movie.
You think it kind of let it down, let
A
the movie
little
down a
bit.
little bit?
I just thought once we got into the dream world stuff, it just didn't. It never really does a lot for me, personally. But I do think this movie is very well done. You can tell the difference between a Wes Craven Nightmare movie and then some of these other ones.
For
Uh,
sure.
just it's not that Wes Craven's perfect. I mean, he's got some misses, no doubt. Uh, but you could just tell the difference between a great director and
Would
not.
would you think about the character that was like the entity or the I don't know, I guess it was Freddy, but they were trying to portray it as not Freddy at the same time in like a weird way.
Yeah, I see. Like almost, it's kind of hard to explain. I mean, I thought it was a
Yeah.
cool idea. I don't. I think Russ was just trying to do something, change it up, do something different. And I no, I don't mind that aspect. Did you like Freddy's look?
Yeah, yeah. I thought, I mean, it was kind of refreshing that they switched up his look a little bit. The hat was a little
Yeah,
silly, but
yeah,
other than that, the burns were cool. The razor blade knives were upgraded. I thought that was a cool aspect of it.
yeah. No, yeah, I agree. All right, let's rank this guy. This one. So I'm interested. I don't, or and I feel like we probably on the same page with this one. I mean, I don't think it's this is God tier unless you think it is.
No, not quite.
And I feel like it's disrespectful to say it's just watchable.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely. We can't
so
put it in the category with the second one.
yeah, so you're
So
feeling good.
I'm feeling good. Yeah, this was in my top five. So I had this one just above the fourth one. So
Yeah,
putting
I
that right
mean,
beside it works.
I oh, we're not. I will say normally we don't always agree on things, so
Yeah, this is
I know.
crazy with the way this is
Yeah,
going right now.
yeah. I mean, we've had some disagreements as far as within the actual movies themselves, but the
Yeah.
grading has been kind of easy so far. Next we got a movie I know we both love, and that is Freddy versus Jason. Not to spoil Lee, but it's just, I mean, who? I feel like there's very few people that are like, I don't like this movie.
Hmm.
And with that being said, it's not a perfect movie by any means. It has its issues, but like it's almost issues that you kind of ignore because it's so much fun. I mean, this is like you'd probably agree. This is if like you were a fan during that era, which I saw this movie in theaters, and maybe I didn't get to appreciate it then as much as I do now. This is like you were like waiting for this. Like from what I understand, people during that era, you're waiting like because you had Jason Goes to Hell, and at the end of Jason Goes to Hell, Freddy's glove comes out of the ground, and they hint at that. It's like that's like a Marvel thing. Like they were doing it before Marvel was doing
Yeah.
it with the Easter egg stuff. Someone will probably in the chat would probably be like, "Well, actually, in 19," I'm like, "Wow, go."
When did Jason Goes to Hell come out? What year
That
was
was
that?
93.
Damn. It's a 10-year wait.
I'll check that
It's
real
crazy.
quick. I think it was 93.
It sounds right. Movie
Yes,
trivia question.
I was
Pop
right.
quiz.
93. Um, so and then we don't get this movie for 10 for 10 years because so basically Friday. So then they fast track Jason X because they wanted to give people something. And whatever you think about Jason X, I personally have a lot of love for Jason X. It's not a great movie, but it's a lot of fun. Jason X, yeah. So, but anyways, we got Freddy versus Jason. Kick ass, great soundtrack. They got that 2000 soundtrack. There's a lot of great 2000 soundtracks. This Queen of the Damned is another one. It's kind of like in
Oh
that
damn.
new metal era, and it's just it's great. The best 2000s soundtrack though for horror is Queen of the Damned. I mean,
Yeah,
that's Disturbed, Chester Bennington,
yeah,
Deftones,
no
so
doubt.
on and so forth.
I gotta go
Uh,
back and watch that movie again. It's
dude,
been it's been too freaking long.
it's not the best movie. Let me rephrase that. It definitely has a lot of issues, but man, that movie's fun and it feels so 2000. There's so much nostalgia for me, and I think you would get a kick out of that movie. And
Oh yeah.
what's your name as Akasha or Aksa or however you say that character's name? Aaliyah. Whew,
Oh,
that is a
I forgot that who played that.
she's great in that movie. So rest in
I
peace.
have to go watch it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. But yeah, just that early 2000s. Um, Definitely nostalgic. Obviously, this one used to scare the shit out of me. My sister had it on DVD, and I would like stay away from it at all costs. I was probably what? I was probably like 7 or 8, around that age. But yeah, this one used to scare the hell out of me. And the older I got, I appreciated it more and more. And obviously now you just got to understand the magnitude of it. It's a unprecedented event for horror, for slasher specifically. These two icons coming together and going head to head, and it was just cool to see them put these two franchises together. A lot of fun, like Jamie said, fun. This movie is
Well,
fun. It's dark.
once we got to the fight scenes, I mean,
Yeah,
just so much fun. When Freddy realizes he's
incredible.
not in a dream anymore, and he's not able to kick Jason's ass as much as he was in the dream world. I will say though, Freddy like up a lot in this
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, he did. Hell
Like
yeah, he did.
he definitely gets a lot of licks in. Jason kind of wins at the end, but he does get a little bit of help also. But it
Yeah,
just shows. I mean, Freddy's sometimes people don't get it because how strong Freddy is, just because of the Dream World stuff. But uh, yeah,
I'll say
I
this.
what sucks is good.
No, you're good, man. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say what sucks is there were talks about Freddy vs Jason 2. There's talks about uh Michael versus Pinhead. I mean, there was
Oh wow.
just certain things. Well, Michael versus Pinhead was supposed to happen before Freddy versus Jason, from what I've read, and it just never did because they were
It
supposed to give.
sucks.
Yeah, they're supposed to give Michael powers and so he was able to go against Pinhead. Like he was supposed to have the power of Sam Hain, which kind of connects to the second or Halloween 2. Uh,
Okay.
and from what I've read, and then but which would have been super cool. Uh, but we'll see if we ever get another connected universe. It doesn't seem like there's any sign of that anytime soon. But
Which
you
is a
know,
bummer, man, because this movie, it's a must watch for horror lovers, and for anybody out there who hasn't watched it because of the negative stuff you've heard about it, throw all that shit in the trash and watch it because it's a historic moment for the
it's a
franchises.
yeah, and it's a popcorn flick. I mean,
Yeah.
it's turn your brain off a little bit. You're not going to like seeing something you never seen. Well, actually, you are going to see something you never seen before. Two horror characters and never been on the same screen together before. But like, you're not going for something that's super smart. This is what two franchises that you love, and you're going in to watch them both of them kick each other's ass. Um, but also the negatives about this movie definitely feels like more of a nightmare movie. Like there's a lot of Nightmare on Elm Street stuff, a lot of Dream World stuff, or a lot of Dream stuff. Uh, it doesn't. There's not a whole. It's not outside of like some of the mom stuff in the beginning, and I guess they do some of the drownings stuff with Jason, which is a weird thing they kind of added because it's not really been the case for Jason for a long time.
Hmm.
Since he turned into zombie Jason as far as being afraid of water. But no, I I will always love this movie.
Yeah. One
Like
one more
you
one more
can't.
thing I want to add about it. One
Yeah,
more
good.
thing, we gotta say it because I think this is the best the two characters have looked in any of the movies. The way that they portrayed them, the way that they, did the makeup and the costumes, I think it's by far the best that they've looked throughout all the movies, I think.
So I disagree on half of it. I do think Freddy looks great. I is one of my least favorite Jasons. Um,
Really?
the Jason's Ken
Really?
Kersinger. I don't like hate the way he moves as much as some people do, but I just I don't know. I don't like the look. I just don't like his attempt at playing Jason. I'm a oh my god, I'm blanking on his name.
You like the remake, right? The remakes.
Yes, oh my god, I'm a Derek Mears fan. I think that's the best
Okay.
Jason we've got. Granted, we've had some great ones. Richard Brooker in 3 is great. He's one of my favorite Jasons. He's very lumbering.
What are the like the subtle details that make the character good, or I shouldn't say good, better or worse in your opinion, just for like the
Like
everyday watcher who wouldn't pay
as
attention
far
to that
as
kind of stuff?
yeah, as far as like the Jason actors, because Freddy's different because it's been mostly Robert Englund, but uh, it's how he moves, how he carries himself, how he looks, how the costume looks. His movements are big. Like Halloween 2, for example, I'm not a huge fan of Dick Warlock's performance because I think he's very robotic, and I just don't think that's not Michael to me. I To me, Perfect Michael is either Halloween 1 or 2018. Um, you have Nick Castle in the original, and then James Jude Courtney in 2018. But yeah, I don't think Kim Gersinger is as bad as people say. There's people that really hate his performance because a lot of
Really?
people were mad that he replaced Kane Hodder because Kane Hodder did 7, 8, 9, and Jason X, I believe. And people love Kane Hodder. I like Kane Hodder. I think he tends to get a bit overrated sometimes, just because I prefer Richard Brooker and Ted White's great, and Derek Mears is my guy. I just he is so great as Jason. We only got him in one movie, but I guess
Which one
that's
was
kind of
that?
different. Remake.
Oh, yeah. That's the one you say doesn't get enough love.
Yeah. If you haven't seen the remake in a while, go back and watch it. It's really good. Like, it's one of the better Friday movies, in my opinion. But anyways, get this list back up. All right, so this one's interesting.
Hmm.
It's obviously not drowsy or watchable. It's really between good and This Is God.
See,
I feel like good.
it's hard. It's hard for me too, because I think that we both want to put it in the highest category, but we also are trying to be reasonable and think when
Yeah,
we think of the two that we have up there, we obviously we can't compare Freddy versus Jason with those two.
they're better movies,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
from top to bottom.
Hmm.
Um, I'm okay with putting it in good if you are, but it
Yeah.
does hurt. It
It
does.
hurts. It hurts because we do. I think we love this one because we came up with it, and there's
Yeah,
there's actual nostalgia for us because some of these came out before we were born. Like this is the one that came out, you know, right when we were starting to really watch movies and like, care about pop culture. So yeah, it does suck to put it in good, but we got to be honest as well. We got to be honest with what the movie is compared to the top two we have there.
yeah, yeah. It's tough, but you got to do it, and I just feel like that's the right ranking. We're gonna get killed for it one way or the other. If we put it in This Is God, we'll get killed for it. If we put it lower than that, we'll get killed for it. So it
Yeah.
is what it is. This is
One of
our
the rank
ranking, so don't get
One of
hurt
the
by it.
rankings I watched, sorry, one of the rankings I watched actually had Freddy versus Jason as the last, like their least favorite, and I was like, "What?" And he looked like somebody who was around our age. I was surprised, but
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't get
no,
that one.
definitely
All
not.
right, last one. We got Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
Mm.
CJ's noise said it all. Um,
Oh.
I said in my rant, it makes me sad. This is the last Freddy movie we got. Like, this franchise deserves more. There's so much you can do with it, and to this be the last movie, it's tough. And I'm not going to put this on Jackie Earl Haley. I think his performance is okay. I just think he's in a bad movie. And there's just not much you can do. Like, and they also put him in bad spots. They kind of like went more deeper into the pedophile stuff,
Hmm.
which in the original movies it was there, but it was more looked at as him being a child killer, which I'm not saying is right either. But it's
Yeah.
a bit easier to this is going to sound awful, but it's a bit easier to swallow watching in a movie than watching an entire movie of a guy that's a pedophile. Your thoughts?
Well, yeah, some of it definitely just feels like they tried and they failed. And it's another just the aspect that you're talking about right now. they're trying to do too much with it because they're over explaining what they're over explaining a situation with the character when it was already, not that it was like completely implied, but everyone already knows like there's something weird there. So the fact that they brought it up and then they made it like a centerpiece, I think it kind of turned a lot of people off. But yeah, there's a lot of things about this movie that I didn't love. Main actress who played Nancy could not hold a candle to Heather. Yeah, she couldn't hold a candle to her performance. She was kind of boring and
Rooney
blah.
Mara. Well,
Yeah, that's
Rooney
what it
Mara,
is.
solid actress, but she also shit on this movie afterwards and shit on horror. So she
Really.
got a lot of shit for that afterwards.
Wow.
She's a good actress, so I'm not gonna like totally go in on her. This movie wasn't for her, clearly.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, no, you can keep
Well,
going.
well, no, I felt like there's a few actors in this so that we've seen good performances from them in other films, and it just felt like uh it was doomed. It felt like the roles in this movie were doomed. And like you were saying earlier, it was a bad movie. They were set up
Well,
for failure. And yeah, I think what's his name? Jackie Earl Haley. I think he did a solid job. Like I don't think he was bad as Freddy. I hated the CGI. I hated they dropped the ball. They took away all the practical effects and really that just, you know, kind of a tale of the time. They did, I'm sure a lot of movies did away with that. They were going crazy with the CGI at this time. 2010s, I believe, is what it was. But yeah, he was put up against an unachievable task, trying to replace Robert
yeah,
Englund.
he's a good actor. He's great in
Yeah.
Watchmen.
Hmm.
Yeah, trying to play. I am okay with replacing Robert Englund. I don't understand the people that think like there should never be another Nightmare movie because you can replace Robert Englund. People
Just got to
replace
do it
people
right.
all the time. You just got to find the right person, and maybe that was Jackie Earle, but he just wasn't given the right stuff around him. Uh, but if it's a good movie directed by a good director, like people that I've thought about, like I think James Wan would be great.
Hmm.
Uh, I think Scott Derrickson. There's some stuff I've seen from him that I think he would do a decent job. I think Damien Leone would be very interesting. If you don't know, Damien Leone did the Terrifier movies.
Oh,
There's a bunch of guys that I feel like, given you know, they're given the right, to be able to do their own thing. I think would do a good job. But yeah, this movie is just. I like that they went back to being dark from that aspect. But this movie is just like it's also takes a lot from the original and just looks worse in every way.
yeah. I hated that. I hated that. It felt like they, even like you said it earlier, the over the bed, that scene, totally
Oh, so
iconic.
much worse. So much
And
worse.
an amazing scene from the first one, right? And then they took it, put it in this movie, and it just was terrible. It was just
Yeah,
awful. So,
yeah.
yeah,
It's yeah. So last one here.
yeah. Did you feel
Uh,
like this movie
I
was
think we
necessary? I think that's what
necessary.
bothered me.
I think during this period, they were trying to still push out. So ever so often, certain studios try to push out movies if they because I think they have a contract to. I could be
Okay.
wrong on that. I know that's what Hellraiser is like that. Um, but I don't know.
Just felt like a money
I
grab, and I felt like it was pretty unnecessary for them to do it because they flopped it big time.
Yeah, I can't say unnecessary, but like it was not well done by any means. A nightmare to watch, I assume.
Yeah, we can put it there.
Were you thinking drowsy?
I'm trying to think. Let me see. In my rankings, I had this one above Dream Child.
Mm. That might be
Just
where we
just
differ.
one spot.
Okay.
Just one spot above it though. So it
See, I
could
would
be in
rather watch
Drowsy.
Dream Child, but what'd you say?
It could be in Dream Child, but I also feel like I just shat on it a lot more than I did Dream Child.
Well,
So
this
maybe,
movie pisses me off a lot more.
yeah, that's honestly same, same. Let's go. It's a nightmare to watch.
So yes, guys, as you can see, that is our tier ranking. We got at our top, we got This Is God, we got Never on Elm Street, and Dream Warriors. For good, we got Dream Master, New Nightmare, and Freddy vs. Jason. At watchable, we got Freddy's 2, Freddy's Revenge. At drowsy, we got Dream Child. At A Nightmare to Watch, we got Freddy's Dead, and then we also have the remake. That was a lot of fun. I definitely would like to do it again at some point.
Hell yeah.
Um, there's other tier rankings we'll have to get to. I'll definitely have CJ on again. What'd you think of it? Did you have fun?
A lot of fun, man. I like going back and revisiting these films and just talking good, talking bad, and just, shooting the shit with you, man. It's always a good time.
All right, guys, that was my first tier ranking. There will be more. I will definitely have CJ on again. What's the think about what the next thing should be? This will be the. He will be on actually one more other thing tier ranking wise. I don't know if this will come out first or that will come out first. But stay tuned for that one way or the other, I guess.
Yeah.
But as always, guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Put down below what did you think of the rankings? Do you agree? What are yours? Put yours down below. Are you a fan of this franchise? Do you not like this franchise as much? Let me know. Let us know what we got wrong or right. Come at us. We don't care. We got thick skin.
Bring it.
Uh,
Bring it.
and do you have anything to plug before we get out of here?
No, not as of right now. I gotta figure it out, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Uh, but as always, guys, this was fun, and I will see you next time.